Print this.
That's the statement of tone. Get things done. That's the statement of tone. Get things done. Ask for approval once that.
Yeah, but I'm going to correct what he wanted corrected, and then I'll reprint it. The one that you sign will be the correct one.
I guess real quick, which meeting are we in right now? Are we in that one?
We're in
Or
the
are we
regular meeting right now. And as soon after the minutes are approved, we
Then we'll
will
switch.
exit, we'll need a motion to exit the regular meeting and enter the Adams County Solid Waste
Okay,
public hearing.
Make a motion to approve the minutes with Corey's correction.
Second.
All those in favor?
I'll make a motion to exit the regular county council meeting and enter the public hearing on the solid waste district.
Second. 2 seconds. Three.
gotta vote though.
Jeff, you guys come up.
Vote though,
We
don't
have,
we?
we have to vote though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thought we did.
Just a motion and a second. We need to, all in favor?
Trying to fix these minutes.
All
so I'm
those in
not paying
favor?
attention.
Aye.
Morning.
We're no slow, Ann. I gotta catch up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning. I think most of you on the council know that every year we come for this. It's our budget's been already approved by our board. What you guys are doing is just kind of proving what they already approved, but we try to follow the same guidelines as a county. We don't want to give better raises than other county employees. We pretty well try to stick with what you guys recommend. So our budget this year for 2026, we did a 4% increase for all of our employees. There you guys have talked about your budget, total budget, you did one over 10%. I don't remember what your number was, but we're way low. Our total budget went up 2.42%. So, we really try to stick with it. We try not to, spend just with the fact the way you guys keep your county. We'll do the same thing, and our board approved our budget for this year, and we just, you guys, bless it, yes. 2026. Any questions?
And the income for the year is, I mean, I'm sure you've already thought about it, but I guess just doing my job to ask the question. You guys are more than the 2.1 million, I assume, like the revenue coming in.
Yeah.
You're planning to
2
spend.
million $1.
That's your spend. I just didn't know if you knew what your revenue was gonna be to compare that.
Never been in the red. Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve. Second.
Motion to approve and second of the budget presented before us. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
John and who? Fred? Who made the motion second for the minutes?
He
Bob?
did, and-
Jim.
Yeah.
Jim and Fred, I think.
A lot of finger pointing.
Fred and Jim.
Fred and Jim did.
Five waiting on.
I'm trying to do 13 things up here,
I
so
think Jen seconded.
got it.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Actually.
Don't talk so loud.
Now,
I'll make a motion to exit the public hearing on solid waste and enter the public hearing on Adams County budget.
Second.
Second.
Bob.
All those in favor?
Okay, so now, Dennis, you would open the floor for inquiries into the county council budget from the public, or if any council member has anything to say. I think Corey had worked up some numbers, I think right after the budget workshop, and then maybe got a chance to fine tune them or whatever. But, trying to have a meeting, Jim. Trying to have a meeting here.
Right.
Yeah, so if there's no comments from the public, I'll just make a couple of notes.
Oh, I did.
Okay, so the,
She's supposed to be here.
oh wait,
Meeting going on there?
okay, so the budget, this year's budget is 30, we get the exact number here, 34,198,479. And, what I think is significant, a couple things that are significant about that. This is the third year in a row where our budget is growing or decreasing less than inflation. So 3 years in a row of really good work on that. Last year, it wasn't this year, but last year, we were the only county to lower the income tax in the whole state. If you look over the last 3 years, combine them together, we have almost a net neutral. So the first year, we only increased our budget by 1%. Last year, we decreased by 2.2%. And this year is a 1.8% increase. So put all three of those together, we basically haven't increased our budget in 3 years. Those are really good numbers on that. Over that same time, inflation over those 3 years is close to 10%. And yet we're still at about the same number. So a lot of really hard work. I think that's good. Despite that, our cash balance across all of our accounts is 51.8 million. And our budget across all accounts is 34.1 million. So we have 151% of what we need for a year to operate. Now, obviously, it's not all in the same account that can be used for everything, but across the board, keeping our budget low, not increasing the income tax, decreasing it, I think we're in a really good position. It's been a lot of really hard work, but I think everyone's put a lot of time in, so I appreciate that. And I did type those up for you guys with the paper, so if you want those numbers, I've got them typed up here too. I don't know if there's any other comments or questions, but I did want to just mention that to you guys.
I gave Jim and Eric something too, for the paper that, every year, 7 people, along with the auditor's office, try to go through these budgets and do the best we can for the taxpayers. I wanted to thank all of you guys, for all the hard work that you do. And let me tell you, not every county has it down to one day. So that's that's the envy of some of the other counties.
I'd like to say a couple things too. So, the one thing we look at a lot too is, and a large portion of our income obviously is property taxes. And, we definitely try to be responsible as we can possibly be from this group with our spending, as Corey was just mentioning. As far as the income of it goes, though, one thing I think a lot of people don't realize is how that is collected and the rates and the numbers, that really gets kind of dictated to us from the state. And so we're just trying to be good stewards with the money, and we've all seen our property taxes go up, including me, and a lot of it's got to do with the assessed values, of course. But I do think we're doing a really good job, and everybody works hard at trying to be responsible with our money. And if you take a look at some of the areas where our CUME funds, for example, oftentimes we would spend those down to nothing and not have money available for our projects. And we've been working hard we've been very intentional with our budgeting process. And so we have goals for it, and I think we're doing a really nice job of meeting those goals. And we've also done a lot of good things as far as, I think in a couple of years here, we'll be paying our last time on the hospital out of our income tax portion. So lots of really good things this group has done, and I'm really proud to be part of it. So good job to you guys, and thank you, everybody.
There's no other. Request a motion to exit the public hearing. Into the regular meeting.
Any additional comments? Good numbers. Need a motion to exit the public meeting?
I'll move.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Motion to get into the public.
We are back in the regular meeting now.
Okay.
So Julie Marie, do you have anything besides what we're gonna do?
I do not.
I'm not sure why she wasn't here yet. Maybe she thought it was 9 o'clock. I don't know. But we'll move on. Auditor report. I also have another matter for you. Okay, hopefully you received in the mail the transfers. My resolution.
I'll move to approve all transfers.
Second.
Who was first? No, I mean, who was the first one doing the second, right?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, and then the additional appropriation, that is simply appropriating the seeded money that came in. That's just simple appropriation.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Bob, you second? All those in favor?
I'll pass that.
Aye.
We found those later. She's not here yet. I assume she's coming, so we'll give her a few minutes. I do have something else.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, you're gonna have something too if she's not here when I'm done with this. I received in the mail from the Burton Public Library. It's a certificate of appointment. Dennis would be the only one that has to sign this. And I will read you the letter from Kristen, the library director. Mr. Ted Rich has expressed his willingness to serve a third term on the library board. Mr. Rich lives in Burn, which makes him eligible to be a member of the library board. Mr. Rich would be an excellent choice to continue serving on the board. And then I have 2 copies in here that I need to get back to them. All we would need is a motion, a second, and a vote of approval for Ted Rich to resume his role on the public library in Burn.
Motion. Lenny?
Second.
Fred, second. All those in favor of the approval?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay,
That's his third term, right?
this will be his third term.
How long is that term? A year, 2 years,
I think it's 4 years.
4 years? Okay.
You just need to sign top line on each one, then I'll get that back to the library. It's address.
We'll do the wage review while we're waiting.
Might as well. 'Cause if she doesn't show up, I know what it is and we can do it, but I thought she was supposed to be here. I'd hate to do it before she's there.
We can do wage review if you want.
So.
We can
You wanna
report
do
on the wage
review thing with Shannon.
Sure. Shannon?
We had a wage review meeting this morning and we have a recommendation to make to council. So I'll let Cory talk about it.
Yeah, the only one that we are recommending action on is for the health department. So currently they have 2 part-time RN positions and a preparedness coordinator position. All 3 are part-time. All 3 are unfilled. We'd be consolidating all of those together and making it 1 full-time RN position. So in terms of dollars, it should be very similar one way or the other. And that would be an RN, so typically RNs have been uncategorized. So we'd stick with that. And we looked at similar pays in the area and we're recommending somewhere between 2650 and 27 for Shannon and the commissioners to negotiate that. Or whoever does actual hiring. Contingent obviously on commissioners approving the position. Stan was in the meeting and in support, so that's the dollar recommendation.
That would bring it up to how many full-time?
So
One.
for nurses, it would bring it up to 2 full-time. So we only have 1 full-time nurse right now. But in the department, it would bring it to 4 full-time and 3 right now.
So basically it'd be eliminating the 3 part-time positions, 2 part-time nurses and 1 part-time preparedness coordinator. And replacing that with 1 full-time RN that does both.
And that 2650 or 27 was comparable to, I can't remember who was in here, Becky. That she was getting offers of like $10 an hour more than currently.
It's comparable to other counties. Obviously, you can't necessarily compare the duties of the clinic upstairs to either a private practice or it's very different. So we thought it was best to go with other county comps.
I forgot the one other thing that I think was Stan's idea, and I think we all agreed on, is for these new positions, it's not a bad idea to include in there that we're gonna mandatorily review this position in a year and see where it's at, what's going on. You know, this particular position requires a lot of forward thinking, proactiveness, and not just dealing with what comes in. They need to be in the public, creating initiatives, doing stuff like that. So we want to see in a year, is it happening? You know, did those initiatives start to occur or not? And Stan's idea was to do that for any new positions that we create for a while. And I agree with that. We all did.
So we need a motion to approve, is that what it is?
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve as, as described by Corey.
Second.
All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed?
John and who?
Fred.
Fred and John.
Well, she's not here. If we're ready, if we have nothing else, Julie Marie and I just have to go ahead and do that. Jen had to be here.
Proceed.
Will you go ahead?
Let me see that now. I give you that? How much I got? Okay. Julie Marie drafted up an ordinance. It's going to be 2025-13. And a little bit of explanation on this. Statute says that if a township has the majority of its advisory board as a firefighter and family member, they cannot approve their cum cap development. They have to come to the county fiscal body to have that approved. Just makes sense. If you got a family member firefighter, you don't want any unfair, things going on. But this is an ordinance of the Adams County Council adopting for St. Mary's Township, Adams County, Indiana. Whereas the advisory board of St. Mary's Township includes numerous volunteer firefighters, and that volunteer firefighters must abstain from voting on the budget of their own township, so on and so forth. It says the fiscal body of Adams County held a public hearing, which is what we're in now for that, on the proposed budget of St. Mary's Township. Therefore, be it ordained by the County Council of Adams County, Indiana, that the budget of St. Mary's Township is adopted as submitted. And technically, she could have sent us the cum cap thing, but we didn't get it.
So is this saying we're supposed to review their budget?
No, it's non-binding. It's simply,
They need a second set of eyes since there's
Yeah.
nepotism questions, basically.
Right, and that's, I assume, in reaction to some things in here.
I think it's just a code. It's just a law. Something else that changed with the law regarding townships this year is every township has to bring to the auditor's office, nothing has to be done with it after that, but they have to bring their information to the auditor's office. And then we digitize it and put it in township folders and stuff like that. These are 2 of the laws that just kind of changed with Senate Bill 1.
Hey, Tony, how big is the budget for St. Mary's?
Hell, I don't know.
Boy, I thought.
He's saying.
I'm not the St. Mary's
they
Township
forgot.
trustee.
Oh, I thought you had.
But we have to approve it though, right? But they didn't send it to you.
It's
is what you're
actually the
saying?
capital improvement plan that was supposed to be.
She was supposed to have sent it beforehand.
The capital improvement plan is what it is, and that's what was supposed to have sent, they were supposed to have sent.
Do they have a project that they've got?
She just texted and said she's running late, so if you wanna give her till about 9:10.
Oh, not really. Who's wrong, like? Did you just send us the budget? We don't, I mean, I don't mind just approving it, but I need to see it. I feel like we're not doing our job if we don't.
Yeah, I mean,
Just have her
I-
recite the budget details into the record.
yeah, if we're gonna approve a budget, we
Yeah,
should
hold
see
on.
it. And I'd like to see it versus
Her
last
phone
year's budget.
number So that we can put her on speaker, because the council
You
doesn't
can't be
wanna wait
too
until
big.
9:10 for her to get it.
No, but there's things that happen that, I mean, especially in the recent last couple of years that I don't wanna approve something that,
You gotta at least see it, yeah.
She knew about it.
In the interim, while we're waiting here, something that got kind of, I thought glossed over a little bit quickly last month, and I wanted to say something and really, it escaped me at the time and kind of got by me, but I definitely want to give a shout out to John for his work on getting the flag back on top of the courthouse. I know, I've wanted it up there for a while, and I've had other people comment to me that they wanted to see it back up there, it belongs up there. And so John was very persistent and just did a great job working with other people and other entities to make that happen. So thanks a lot, John. Really nice job.
Thank you. That goes to everybody here and the Peter City Council and commissioners as well.
Yeah, you spearheaded it though, so thanks.
I seen a lot of positive comments on social media about it. I took a picture of it at
Yeah.
night and
Best picture I've
people
ever
just
seen.
love that.
Actually, is that the picture? Because you sent me a picture of it lit up at night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was,
That picture is a really cool picture. If anybody, I think I might have it printed and framed actually. So, yeah. Great job.
Surely that's a pretty picture up there.
Does it need to be approved this month? Don't you come back next month?
So I'm assuming if they have their budget, it needs to be,
Yeah,
I'm texting up there, Angie is telling her, she told Angie she's running late. I said, well, have her call the council room or give us her cell number so we can call her or something. Cause I don't know what their budget is unless I go in and look at last year's.
You trying to get hold of Megan?
The state hasn't given the auditor control of the townships yet, so.
Oh, okay.
So, but
She's
this
supposed to be
this
on
is
the
for approval of capital improvement. Is there a project going on that?
No, it's just because you have the volunteer firefighter on there.
This side.
Okay.
And then you also have one of her family members on there. So it could be considered a conflict of interest, which is why they have the fiscal body
double check it.
approve that, double check it, yeah. Yeah,
Oh, it says capital improvement plan.
yeah. Well, we originally said budget and Mary called over and said that was supposed to be.
No, I was there about
Capital
9:30
improvement.
at night.
Megan is Mary's
I
daughter.
don't know who would be in there at that time. So Tony, the board has a founder firefighter on the board and one of the family members on the board too.
Yes.
That's two of the three.
And when
right?
that happens, statute says you have to come to the county fiscal body
I didn't know that.
to file an ordinance.
No
to
conflict of
approve it.
interest. Okay. The auditor's report.
Oh, yeah. This is what we have here, though, isn't it? Yes. She is currently driving and has copies for you to sign.
Currently driving.
Do we know,
All I say is we had it.
how available do you have last year's
into Gateway.
Looks like we got a few minutes.
Let me see if I can find it on Gateway.
If you guys are looking for filler, we could give you a quick update. Shoot.
All right.
You know,
Sure.
while you're tap dancing here, Stan, you wanna go ahead?
Good fishing trip last week. No, I am getting the Judicial Facilities Review Committee back together tomorrow night, to update on the properties we're looking at and updates on other options that might be open to us. And so John and Fred are on that committee also. And so we'll be getting together here in the next couple of days to kind of see where we're at and bring everybody up to speed and look at what our possibilities are. Because I think if the situation, I think everybody has seen that there's an urgency there for several reasons. There's an urgency there for the safety in the courts and otherwise, for efficiency. And then also, longer this project goes on, more likelihood that the cost will go up. So anyway, we're trying to respect that urgency and keep it. By the way, I caught the biggest fish.
And Friday, aren't we also having and Steve, Friday, aren't we also having a,
We are.
Meeting
We have a
for
vision,
our county vision?
countywide vision plan, steering committee meeting on Friday. So that plan is pushing ahead. We've been collecting surveys now for, well, since 4-H fair, and before that actually. So we've got, hopefully we'll have, I know we have over 500 surveys. Hopefully we'll get even more than that by the time we get to actually putting together a report on commissioners. But we've got a meeting on Friday, steering committee meeting. We'll be beginning to kind of frame a vision for the county as we move forward. So that's pretty exciting. We'll see how that goes. And we've got American Structure Point leading that for us, engineering firm leading it for us. If you remember, that's being funded by some of the ARPA money, so appreciative for that. And we'll hopefully have something to look at by the end of the year.
So, I know I've got a link in my email, for that survey and I know that there's people that actually do watch our meeting.
Yeah.
Where can people go to take that survey?
They can go to advancingadamscounty.com.
Okay.
Or there's also a link on the Adams County website.
Okay.
Select a vision plan, and then that will take you to that advancingadamscounty.com website.
So out of curiosity, we maybe talked to WZBD about putting it on their website at all, or
You know, yeah, I haven't done that. I probably should have done that.
is that something? I mean, I know I go there, a lot of people go there to get their local sports
Yeah, I
and
do
stuff
too.
like that, so.
You might want to just touch on the South Adams Trails update too, since that trail's completed from Geneva to Bern, and there's been some questions, who's in charge now? Who's gonna pick up trash, who's gonna keep trimmings back as they grow over, and all of the other stuff that go along with maintenance, so.
Had a conversation with Park Board, last night, making sure that we're all on the same sheet of music, who's responsible for that. My understanding is there was a memorandum of understanding several years ago, kind of when this started to develop, that ultimately that would be turned over to the county park board for maintenance. The county park board understands that and agrees that that's a responsibility. So as we move forward, you know, especially those areas that are outside of the city limits, the county parks department will be responsible for maintaining those.
And even if it advances further north someday.
Yeah. So that, obviously that trail, I think that trail gets a lot of use. Gonna be a real neat asset to the southern half of the county. be nice if we can continue moving them forward. I don't know how we do that, but recreational and, outdoor rec.
The Private Trails Association? Or are they,
I'm not sure who actually owns it. I would consider it a partnership at this point. I know, that South Adams Trails, organization, raised all the money for it and basically put it together. And I'm sure they're not ready to walk away from it. So I would consider it a partnership between them and the county at this point.
And Steve, there was an email, I think, sent out, and Brad, I think you were involved. And I got a call from Jeremy Gilbert about crossing the trail south, I think it was 7 South, and there's gonna need to be some funding to get some stop signs or signage or.
Yeah, I believe Jeremy's working with Brad on that. Yeah. Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think we've got a plan for that. Yep. It's being taken care of.
Okay, and we won't need any funding from our end.
No, we're just gonna put up a couple, the trail signs that, have a picture of a bike and a person walking.
Okay.
And we have to do it like 495 feet. Yes, the signs are gonna be one.
I'd like to also commend the council on Corey's remarks on budget over the last 3 years. Those numbers that were shared is impressive. I hope that the county residents, Eric and Jimmy, I hope county residents realize how much work it is for your body to keep those dollars where they are. I appreciate it as one of your commissioners. Also, John, my hat's off to you on the flag going up from top of the courthouse. It's past due for many years. The question now is, what are we going to do with the existing flagpole, where the flag was, perhaps the state of Indiana flag, et cetera, et cetera. So John, if you want to follow up on that, feel free.
Yeah, well, and don't you mention that, they thought we could put Decatur has a flag, a new city flag. Bern has their own city flag, and I'm not sure if Geneva, if we maybe possibly, obviously the state flag go first, and maybe we could align it with all of our city municipality flags. I think that'd be kind of neat. Or just the state.
We did, also, we did, do some work on the monument on the west side of the courthouse. Also, Trey Lights is following up on some brickwork on the wall where the names of veterans are. Make sure that's kept up to date, attractive, added, if there's others that want their name added, we're gonna stay on that too, so.
Hey Steve, that trail is about 4 miles long, 4 or 5. It's 4 miles from Bern to Geneva. Same length.
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
They connect up, it's 4 miles.
2.5. 2.5 miles, but if you go up to the city building and that's probably 2.7.
Okay, 2 to 3 miles, okay.
Is it 2.9? There you go.
And Doug, to go along with what you're saying, we should also thank all the county departments and the department heads, because they're the ones that, get their budgets together. Either have, they do a lot of work in keeping that as low as possible and conforming to what council asks for. So they should also be commended. Looks like St. Mary's Township budget adopted amount 2025 last year, 65,319, 816. 65,319, 816. And there we go. Come on up and have a seat. Need a babysitter, Brad?
I don't make anybody cry.
Too late.
One more, right?
Sorry for the lack of precious. It's getting jammed.
So, hey. Megan, I told them the reason that you had to come here by statute.
Okay.
So they're aware of that. And we've got a sample ordinance here that we copied from Rush County, Posey Township.
Able to, vote on those. So, this is our, capital improvement plan, which is gonna start in, 2027. So what we've decided to, use money for in the future, general, we'll have a balance of $4. So for the, road assistance, 30% of that would be $1. And then for general would be $4 and the 30% would be $1. And then recreation, after our capital improvement plan, it'll be $17. And then what would be left for the roads would be $5. So on your next page, it'll be general. And our cash balance is $28,822. And what we have planned out of that is $28,818. And this is general. And then the next page after that is recreation on the top, is our cash balance is $58,077. And then what we have committed to our capital improvement plan is $58,060. And that's where you see the difference of 17. And then the 30% of that would, if the state would choose to use it, be $5. And then on the next page is where I take the two together. General, $20,000 of our cash balance. We were going to use that. A lot of people know it as sonar, but we're looking at doing subsurface imaging with ground penetrating radar to identify any unmarked graves at Mount Tabor. Because in the last month, we found 10 unmarked graves. And 2 is the gravedigger got there and they called me and they said, well, there's somebody here. And both the times they've been wooden caskets. And so we probe. And when I met him, he was like, your probe is not big enough. We won't even hit it. So, and that's one of those things we wouldn't know until he got there. And that was the day of. So then I had to call the daughter of the family and say, what do you want to do? And it's just a lot for the family have to do with when they're already grieving. So this is just a little part of the cemetery. In the future, we'd like to have it all done because it's an older cemetery. Some of it is we're not adding anybody because it's that site's old, so old. It's from the 1800s, and we're just once we open that, we feel like it's gonna be a can of worms. So part of the cemetery is retired. We're not adding. We're not burying any bodies there. So that's what we want to use a lot of that money for. We have someone we're meeting with on Saturday.
I'm sorry, what cemetery?
Mount Tabor Cemetery, Pleasant Mills.
Where in there?
We're at the cemetery.
Where is it in that cemetery right by the river?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right off of Pickway and 101.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, right there. It's like the front left half is the part that's, we're not adding to, but everything else is at this time fair game. But since we keep finding, unmarked graves, and then my husband on the other side found, he said at least 5. And then, the grave digger, when we were there, he was like, I feel like there's probably at least 5 here. He said that lot, he said, just put an X through it and do not put anybody here. So we're just, at this point, we're just not even, if someone like, say a family member dies tomorrow and they really want to be buried there, we will. But for someone that like, say they just want to buy one for 20 years down the road, this time we're just gonna put a hold on it until we start getting some of this ground penetrating radar done.
So that's like LiDAR, right? So that they would give you then a plot and show you where all of them are, so you could go off with that then.
Yeah, so they're basically putting like a radar in the ground and then pick up like any like metal.
Yeah.
So we got a quote from that, and that's $15,000, and that's who we're meeting with on Saturday. And he's one quote I got. State Board of Accounts sent me probably 50 names out of Indiana, and out of 7 that I called, he was the only one that called me back. So we're just kind of starting there on Saturday, see what the board thinks, and then maybe move on to just getting other quotes too. And then under that, the 20,000 is provide drives throughout Mount Tabor. We just basically have like an in and out drive, and then one that goes around the gazebo in there. And we want to put like different drives so like the family can actually like we have like more parking, and they can actually drive closer to like where the grave will be. Because right now with it being muddy and all that kind of stuff, it's just more wear and tear on the ground. So using that money for drives would help with that. So those 2 take up our money from general. The next is recreation, and that's our township building, Public House, where it has the ball diamond. We'd like to use the money to provide a drive around both ball diamonds. Right now, we just have like the drive to the building and like for parking. We don't have, we just basically, it's just like dirt around both of the ball diamonds. So we'd like to replace that with stone. And then we get probably 3, it probably averages around 3 building rentals a month. So we painted the kitchen, and then we're people like eat with our like the main eating party area. We painted that. We didn't do anything else other than that. So in the future, we'd like to renovate the bathrooms. We just put like the toilet paper and paper towels like on the countertop. There's no like storage for anything like that. It's pretty basic, just wood paneling. So hopefully if we can put a little bit more money into it, maybe we can get maybe like 5 on average or more rentals a month.
Are you guys hiring contractors to do all this, or just volunteers?
No, we would hire, yeah. I've gotten bids from Cameron Renovation in the past. Bigger Painting, he painted for me. And then Mr. Planners also gave me quotes to update our countertops. So John Stewman gave me the quote for the bathrooms, and then Mr. Planners gave me the quote for the countertops. And that was probably about 2 years ago, so I'd have to get a updated one. And then after that, $3,000, we like to add more hitching posts for Amish buggies, because we have 2 fence, and at this point, I just have them locked for now, because we've had like in the winter, when it's really muddy, we've had people like slide off or almost like do donuts. So just kind of keeping the area as nice as we can. And then like the summer months when it get a lot of rain, since we don't have that drive, same thing, people would slide off and put ruts and stuff in the ground. So that's for the drives. And then the hitching post is, since I have those 2 gates locked, the Amish buggies, we have like a front fence. They've been putting their buggies on that, and the horses have been putting their waste in the drive where actually people park and or drive. So putting those hitching posts in the grass would kind of limit that or almost stop it, because we probably have about every Sunday Amish families will come and play ball. So we have $3,000 for that. We have a drinking fountain that is broken right now, so we talked about putting a new drinking fountain in or a spigot for $1,500. We have the Renegades out of Monroe. It's a baseball team. They use the ball diamonds probably 2 or 3 months for practices. They haven't done any games yet, but then we have some people that like walk their dogs and take walks around there. So having a drinking fountain or spigot, or even people that rent it, they can get use out of that. And then speaking of the baseball diamonds, I've been there almost 4 years. We haven't done anything with the sand for the baseball grade sand. So to kind of update that for the ball diamonds and for parties like graduation parties, $5,000 for that. And then replace some of the broken tables or add more tables and seating. I put $1,560 because right now it fits about 80 people. And then there's bleachers outside, so we could put some more tables outside if we needed to. We had some concrete tables outside, but they were pretty much broke, so we hired a company to come and take those out, so we could use some of that money to replace those.
Oh my. So I think all those sound fine. I just, a couple really quick questions, trying to understand the one that's taped together on the left side. It's got a bunch of different years on there.
Yeah.
So are we looking at a capital improvement plan over the next like 4 years? Is that what we're looking at here?
Mhm.
Okay. And then if I'm understanding these reports correctly, this is saying like the fifth, basically the 58,000 and the 28,000 combined is what these are.
Yeah.
And so this is saying at the end of that 4-year plan, there'd be like $5 left over. Is that, am I reading all
Yeah,
that correctly?
general, you have $4 left after we'd spend that, and then recreation, we'd have $17 after we spend that. Is yeah, general starting, our cash balance as of now is 28,822, which would leave the $4. And then recreation was the 58,077, leaving $17. So then we just kind of broke it down, saying where we're getting our numbers from is those 2 papers that I taped together. And then that very last page is that's our money that we get from taxes throughout the year of 2025.
2513. Once you all are done with questions and so forth, we just need to make a motion on the 2025-13 ordinance. And again, this stems from statute because of the volunteer firefighter and family member that she has to come and have the county fiscal body approve that budget. This actually is approving the budget, not cum cap. Cum cap is a separate thing, also another statute, and it's a new statute. Every township has to bring in their cum cap plan to the auditor's office. It doesn't need to go before council. We just have to put it digitally in folders for each township. So you're approving what she has shown you here by ordinance.
Yeah, I like it.
I'll make a motion.
I do, I print off something like for them to sign.
If do you need a sign for your purpose? Cause I've got one signed that we need to have signed.
Okay.
We have an ordinance prepared.
Yeah, we have our ordinance prepared here,
Okay.
cause that's what Rush County, we got this from Rush County,
Okay.
the wording and everything.
Okay. I just got this from another trustee, Udi Newenswander, so I'm sure either one would work as long as they sign yes.
Yeah,
or
this
no.
should be, yeah, this should be fine, cause we've got a space for all the signatures and everything
Okay,
else.
perfect.
What's the first one you're gonna start?
We wanna do the ground penetrating radar at Mount Tabor. Just since we're kind of holding off on putting people like we've gotten, I think I've gotten 6 couples this year that have gotten for like the future, cause they don't wanna put that burden on their kids. So we would like to start at Mount Tabor to be able to like open it up for people and couples that want to do that for the future. So we would like to, start that next year.
Got a motion from Lenny, second from Bob.
And real quick, none of these are, subcontractors that are related or anything like that.
Yeah, no, they're not.
And we don't want
Like I
to
have
go down
asked.
that road.
Yeah, I guess that's where all this stems from is.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion in a second. We have a motion in a second. Ready for the vote?
All those in favor?
Okay. Let me see what Janine gave you.
Thank you.
You can bring the kids with you. I'll watch them back here. Here, give them this bag of stuff. Like that. Yeah, we have same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fine.
I'm trying to find the file.
Dennis already signed. Here you go, Corey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, gosh. There's something that we can't, it's not binding anyway. Change
Oh, this
it.
goes, okay.
Solid waste.
I mean, there's none of that we can change.
Right.
Community corrections is the same.
Traffic standards, can't do that.
You're good.
Okay.
We got what we need. Yep.
And then I need to, get on their schedule, in October for the budget.
This was the budget. You should be good.
Okay.
They just approved that by what they're signing. Who has that?
Working
You're signing it right now.
Yeah, but like our 2026 like actual budget where I have like my general recreation, fire and town,
You need to come again.
cause I talked to,
But is this just been, well, we're going by what Rush County said and what Julie Marie's saying.
Yeah, I think you're done.
Because this is non-binding anyway. They can't tell you what to do. All they're doing is only because you have the firefighter and family member, by statute, they have to do this.
Yeah.
So this should stand up and hold up your budget.
Yeah, this is strictly oversight to
But I
make sure
go by
that there's no inconsistencies or.
Because he says right here.
That's all.
I'll leave this at home next time.
Budget is adopted, hereby adopted as submitted.
okay,
So you're good.
all right, perfect, thank you.
I got about 30 of them.
If I'm wrong, Julie Marie or I. will
So
get
actually
back
do me
to
a
you.
favor, give
I'm pretty sure I'm correct. It says right there.
Thank you,
It's
Chief.
done.
Right?
It's already been done.
Yeah, I got this. I think I got everything I need. We just need adjournment unless somebody else has something else.
Commissioners have anything to add?
I just heard everything we know, Dennis.
Meeting.
Our brains are in.
Dan?
Yeah.
No, sir.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Almost got Fred and John.
Fred and John.
Surprised you though.